In this video, we are going to be talking about some really quick and easy tips where you can greatly improve your family photography in just really simple, easy ways that do not take much effort, okay? I think that this is going to be really helpful for you, and you're gonna learn a lot of like really small random tricks that are going to save you so much time, okay? So some of these things, I have been a photographer for 10 years now, and some of these things took me so long to learn. I wish someone had told me sooner. Okay, so my first tip for you is to wear all white to your sessions. Now, obviously, if you're something like a wedding photographer, this wouldn't work. But I was a wedding photographer for 7 years, and I always wore all black to weddings. I mean, I think that's kind of like the wedding photographer dress code. So many wedding photographers do that. And it just, I don't know why it did not click with me until the past couple of years. The light, so let's say you're outside and you're using the sun as your natural light, the sun is going to be reflecting off of you and bouncing onto your subject. So whatever color you're wearing, you can create a color cast on your subject's skin. And so if it's just bouncing off your black attire, you're just kind of absorbing the light. But if you are wearing, let's say, an all-white dress, which is, I wear a cream dress to most of my sessions now, or at least a white shirt. And so the light is going to bounce off of my white dress that I'm wearing and reflect that white, clean light back into my subject's face. So basically, I am acting as a giant reflector. And this can be so helpful in situations where, let's say I'm in an open, grassy field and we've got trees behind us. We can deal with that weird green color cast on our subject's skin because the light is bouncing off the green grass or coming through the green trees and reflecting that green light onto our subject's skin, which can be difficult to edit. But if we are wearing white, that clean light's gonna bounce off of our white and reflect clean white light onto our subject's face. So I have just found that this little trick has made such a huge difference in my photos and in cutting down on my editing time. And I cannot believe that I did not know this sooner. So I would be really careful about what you wear. If you're gonna wear something like red, just keep in mind that's gonna reflect onto your client's skin. And this has just really been a huge game changer in my photography. It's such a small thing, and I wish someone had told me sooner. Okay, let's see. The next tip I have for you is to learn to use all types of natural light. I think especially as family photographers, especially if you have never done another style of photography, you can get stuck in that, in the thinking that you have to only shoot at golden hour, right? And one, that's so boring. Two, you could only take on one, maybe two sessions per day. And that's gonna be hard to make a living because most people only wanna book on the weekends. So if you can only take, let's say you're doing 3 sessions a day, most people are not gonna wanna book at sunrise. So let's say you're doing 3 sessions per week. It's gonna be hard to make a living only doing 3 sessions per week, especially when you factor in there's usually a busy season and an off season depending on where you're located, okay? So I am not a photographer who believes in only shooting at golden hour. Another reason I don't believe in this is because I have small children. I have a baby and a toddler. I know what it's like when you try to keep a 10-month-old up until 9:30 p.m. because that's when golden hour is in the summer, okay? And I don't believe in making babies unhappy for the sake of pretty pictures. So I always say that happy babies, happy kids are more important than good lighting. So I've figured out how to use natural lighting at any time of day. And I think that that is a really important thing to do as a family photographer, especially as a family photographer, because you want to make sure you're shooting at the time of day that works best for your clients. We can, work around your baby's nap schedule. We can work when your kids are the happiest, which is usually the morning. So I shoot at like 10 a.m. a lot. I find that that works best for a lot of nap schedules and for families and kids are usually happier in the morning. And of course I love to shoot at golden hour, and I do shoot at golden hour, but I don't only shoot at golden hour, right? In the busy season, I'll have probably 8 mini sessions and maybe 6 other sessions per weekend, 6 full sessions. So again, I don't have the ability to shoot only at golden hour because that would be limiting my income so much. So I, again, learned how to take amazing photos at any time of day, whether it's high noon, whether it's golden hour, whether it's an overcast day. And I created a free ebook on how you can use natural light at any time of day to get amazing photos. So you can go ahead and download that for free in the description below. I just think this is such an important skill that so many photographers are lacking. They only know how to shoot at golden hour. And I really want family photographers to be able to serve their clients well by learning how to shoot at any time of day. Okay, so number 3 is, instead of replicating poses that you've seen on Pinterest or showing clients your phone and saying, I want you to do this, like showing them a photo you want them to recreate, what you need to do is learn how to connect with your clients and tailor the poses specifically for them and their personalities, okay? So when you see, especially if you are someone like me who is a candid photographer who focuses on those natural, authentic moments, you want to, okay, if you just are looking at Pinterest and trying to replicate these like candid poses that are on Pinterest, you're going to end up with stiff and awkward looking photos because you're trying to say things to your client like, oh, you know, this girl's throwing her head back like this, and this guy has his hand right here, and like put your nose over here. It just doesn't work. Like, that was a candid moment. That happened because of a specific thing that was happening, not because the photographer told them where to put every part of their body, okay? So what you need to do is connect with your clients in a way where you can learn their personalities and learn what types of prompts and poses are going to work best for their family, make them feel comfortable, and you're gonna get those sweet, natural, authentic moments, okay? If you're someone who struggles with this and you are just trying to replicate Pinterest poses, I have a free posing guide for family photographers. I'm going to link that in the description below, and that's gonna give you a lot of different prompts that can be used for different types of families and different personalities. So I think that that is going to be really helpful for you. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. Those are my top 3 tips that I have for you. If you have any other questions about how to take better family photography photos or newborn photography photos, or how to grow and scale your photography business, I would love to create videos on here that are super helpful for you. So go ahead and leave me any questions that you have in the comment section, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video.